Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to the May 9th, 2022 Mason City Council meeting. I want to say a happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and that includes all you mothers of fur babies too, because they're just as important. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. Okay, I'm going to start the meeting by calling it to order, and I want to ask for a roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Here.
Councilmember Chance?
Here.
Councilmember Bradburn? Councilmember Hackey?
Here.
Mayor Spaeth?
Here. Okay, we're going to have the posting of the colors by the City of Mason Police Color Guard, so I'm going to ask everyone to stand, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, we're going to item 4. We have a police recognition and swearing in, so I'm going to turn this over to Eric to get us started.
Thank you, Mary. We'd like to ask Captains Dietesheimer and Captains Klein to help guide us through the swearing-in ceremony here. And then I'd like to ask Council to consider moving Resolution 2022-8 up on the agenda so that following the swearing-in, we can take action on that as appropriate.
Good evening, Mayor Spaeth, council members, guests. It is my privilege to recognize promotion of two of our officers tonight, both of whom happen to be hometown Mason boys, one to the rank of lieutenant and the other to the rank of sergeant. First is recognition of Lieutenant Jeremy Saylor being promoted from the rank of sergeant. Jeremy began his career with the Mason Police Department in 1999. In 2004, he was appointed to the Warren County Tactical Response Unit, where he eventually became an assistant team leader. In 2008, he was appointed to the detective section, and in 2010, he was promoted to the rank of sergeant. In 2017, he was appointed to oversee the newly created Department of Campus Safety, and in July of 2021, Jeremy Saylor was promoted to the rank of lieutenant and is currently overseeing the Campus Safety Department. Jeremy, you come up. Next is Sergeant Levi Wells being promoted from the rank of patrol officer. Officer Wells was promoted to sergeant in 2021 as well. He started with the Mason Police Department in 2009. During his tenure, he has served as a field training officer, detective in the investigation unit, and school resource officer in the campus safety division, and has served on the Warren County Tactical Response Unit as well.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Manager. And whenever we have promotions, we also have to fill those vacancies. So we have 3 new hires, people that we hired in 2021. The first one is Matthew Blevins. Matt, if you could please come up. Matt was hired in August of 2021. He attended John Carroll University, where he played football. And in 2015, he graduated with a bachelor's degree in sociology, criminology, and forensic behavioral science. He then attended Great Oaks Police Academy, and then he got hired on at Hamilton Police Department, where he worked for 5 years before coming to the city of Mason. Matt was recently married this year. Congratulations. Our second officer is Dylan Muhammad. Dylan was hired in September of 2021. He attended the University of Cincinnati before moving to Houston, Texas, where he attended the police academy and worked for the Houston Police Department for 2 years. He then returned to Ohio, where he worked for Brown County Sheriff's Department for 1 year before coming to the Mason Police Department. Our third is Randall Cole, and he's actually working the road tonight, and he's not here. He's trying to get changed to get here, but I'll go ahead and read his bio. Hopefully he'll make it before we get pictures. Randall Cole, Randy, as he goes by, was hired in September of 2021 as well. In 2016, he enlisted in the U.S. Army, where he served as an infantryman in the 82nd Airborne Division. In 2021, he completed his commitment with the United States Army and returned to Warren County, where he attended Butler Tech Police Academy. Randy is married and has 2 children. Welcome to the department. It's been a pleasure having them with the experience that they bring to the Mason Police Department. It's been a great addition to our department. So, Mayor, if you would, I'd like to have you come up and swear them in, please.
Maybe to give Randy some time, if we go ahead and take action on the resolution, hopefully he can join us by then, if that's acceptable.
Okay, we're going to consider item 11, Resolution 2022-8. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Proclaiming the week of May 15th through 21st, 2022 as National Police Week and May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day.
Okay, Eric, please.
Yes, just briefly, this is customary for the city of Mason since 1962, when President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation designating May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which that date falls as National Police Week. The city of Mason recognizes the efforts as well as the investment into law enforcement. I just got my cue that I can be briefer now, so. City of Mason is very proud, and council has been very supportive of the police department, especially in things that we think set them apart as far as a philosophy of placing the community and the community needs first. A community-oriented policing philosophy, a number of programs, many of which council have seen, have recognized here, including the Good Choice Ticket Program, the Campus Safety Program, Youth Mentoring, Citizen Police Academy, et cetera. A number of efforts outside of the normal routine of law enforcement that we believe both makes the community safer, develops the professionalism of our department, and enhances the community. One thing to note, during National Police Week, and you'll notice on the officers here today, they wear a black band across their badges. That's in memory of law enforcement officers who've given their lives in the line of duty. An average of 145 American police officers are killed in the line of duty in the United States. And that is a quiet way to salute those who've made the sacrifice in the line of duty. Resolution 2022-8 is recommended for adoption.
Thank you, Eric. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
Moved. Second?
Is there any council discussion? Yes.
Yeah, Mayor, I would like to personally thank and recognize Officer Saylor and Officer Wells. I think I've probably known you guys collectively for 70 years, probably 35 years of my life. Had the pleasure of playing sports, football with them growing up. And as we saw with Chief Carter last week, kind of as you touched on, homegrown guys. And it's folks like you that make us proud because, if you're committed to your hometown, I can't think of any two better guys out there protecting us. I've had the pleasure of riding around with both of you. Obviously, a ton of interactions, and I just like to congratulate you personally. Obviously, it's come a long ways, and to see you guys up there, it's pretty cool. So congratulations.
Yes.
Mayor, if I may, I remember when Officer Saylor was promoted to sergeant, I think he walked around that entire time with a smile on his face. I don't know how he's going to have a bigger smile being promoted again, but it's nice seeing somebody that enjoys their job.
Anyone else? Okay. I just want to say, I love our police department. I always brag on our police department. I always say that you guys are some of the most considerate, kind, helpful. I just can't even say enough about how I feel about our police department. And I know a lot of people are very appreciative about how helpful you are every day out there, and how important it is that we all remember that you guys put your lives on the lines every day for us 24/7, so that we can live a really great life in what I call the bubble, because we have a nice little bubble here. And I just want to say congratulations to you all for all your years of service, and looking forward to, you guys have already been serving, but I'm so glad to have you on board, and looking forward to seeing you out there. Thank you so much. Okay, let's have roll call.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes. Okay, I think we'll do the swearing in now that we have everybody here.
The three of you want to come forward?
Okay. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
that I will faithfully and honestly
and impartially discharge the duties of a police officer
and impartially discharge the duties of a police officer
of the City of Mason,
of the City of Mason,
pursuant to the Mason City Charter,
pursuant to the Mason City Charter,
the State of Ohio Revised Code,
the State of Ohio Revised Code,
and the County of Warren
and the County of Warren,
during my time serving as
during my time serving as
police officer of the City of Mason.
police officer of the City of Mason.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Okay, we're going to get all the council to come up and take a picture. I think we are on to item 5, which is the April 11th council meeting minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Item 6, city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a number of items here, so I'm going to try and be brief unless there are questions. First, would like to address, there is in your packet what a application is called a TREX application. It is for a new business, Beerhead Bar and Eatery, to be located at 5277 Kings Mills Road. This is a little different than when we look at liquor permits where you can request a hearing and not request a hearing. A TREX application is actually a transfer of a liquor permit from another jurisdiction where it is not being used into the city, where council has discretion over whether to allow that transfer of more liquor permits than may be justified by the population for purposes of economic development. So Beerhead Bar and Eatery has completed the paperwork. They will be bringing jobs and activity to that area. They are asking for council to allow for the transfer of a liquor permit into the city of Mason to allow them to move forward with their plans to open the business. This does not remove any other considerations that council has as far as the process they need to go through for the liquor permit, continuing to apply by the appropriate rules. Council will, at a future point, have the opportunity to either request a hearing or not request a hearing, as we typically do. If you're in favor of allowing the approval of the TREX agreement, a motion is appropriate.
Would anyone like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Several other items here I'd like to quickly announce before our next meeting on Friday, June 3rd. The Music in Mason series will kick off. 8 concerts are scheduled this summer to be held at the Mason Downtown Plaza. June 3rd, we'll have Linus Tate and the Sly Band. These have proven to be very popular and bring a lot of activity into the downtown area. On Friday, May 27th, is the due date for entries to the 2023 City of Mason calendar. Photos must have been taken within the city limits since 2020. Entry form and more information is available on the city's webpage. And we anticipate those being ready for distribution in September for Heritage Festival. Memorial Day means that City of Mason offices will be closed on Monday, May 30th in honor of the day, although waste hauling by Rumpke will not be affected by the Memorial Day holiday. The Community Center will be open from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Memorial Day itself. And throughout the month of May, there are a number of ways that the City of Mason expresses appreciation to honor veterans and those that serve in the armed forces. This includes free admission to the Community Center, May 8th through 14th, a free round of golf at the Grizzly Golf Course, as well as a meal at the Grade 18 Bar and Grill on May 23rd to 30th. The new Municipal Aquatic Center, including the new 50-meter pool, will be open to veterans and active military May 28th through 30th. And then finally, there will be the return of the Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony that the American Legion Post 194 hosts. That will begin at 10 a.m. at the American Legion Post in downtown Mason. Will continue through downtown and then on to Mason Montgomery Road, ending at this facility here, where a ceremony will immediately follow the parade at approximately 11 a.m., and that ceremony will be held within the atrium here in the Municipal Center. Speaking of the Mason Municipal Aquatic Center, it will be opening for the season on Memorial Day weekend itself. The pools will be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. for that weekend, and then through Friday, August 19th. There are some other hours and weekend hours throughout the extended season that are available through the city's webpage. Access to the Municipal Aquatic Center is included in Mason Community Center Premier membership passes, but there are also Aquatic Center only season passes as well as daily admissions. The Mason Community Center is again having member appreciation days, May 19th, 20th, and 21st. Those include a variety of games, drawings, and savings at the Symbiosis. On Saturday, May 21st, from 12 to 2 p.m., there will be a Premier member pool party for Premier members only. That will include lunch. Did want to draw some attention. We are in week 3 of what is a 5-week kickoff to some downtown activity that the city is sponsoring with some partners. The Towers in Town Scavenger Hunt is honoring Kings Island's 50th anniversary. It consists of a 5-week scavenger hunt where Eiffel Tower replicas are hidden at 5 different small businesses each week. The Historical Society has helped provide some clues that are posted in social media where teams can try to find that Eiffel Tower at the selected business and then win tickets to Kings Island. Between the city, the Maid Chamber of Commerce, Kings Island, the Historical Society, this has been an exciting partnership to build some of our activities and how we can promote both our businesses, our tourist activity, and draw attention to downtown. Next month is National Burger Month, and I think there may be some clues and some free burgers that are available for that, but we'll have to see. I think what I'd like to ask next, if council would move ordinance 2022-7 to this point in the agenda. We do have a young visitor and some friends here, David Werner, that we have a resolution we'd like to use to recognize David. David stands out in the community. He's a Mason resident who has been invited to attend the 2022 Special Olympics. And those games are being held in June in Orlando, Florida. He is the only English equestrian horse rider from the state of Ohio. And David has a compelling story here that I won't be able to capture, but includes his recovery from a traumatic brain injury he suffered about 15 years ago. To reach this point in his progress, doctors have been amazed, and to have him at this point now where he's participating, representing the state as well as our own community as equestrian rider. We have a resolution that we'd like to ask council to act on.
Okay, I'd like for council to consider item 10, which is Resolution 2022-7. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Recognizing David Werner, representing the state of Ohio at the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games.
Okay, Eric, I think you're going to read this one, aren't you, the resolution?
I can.
Please.
Resolution, title's already been read. Whereas David Werner graduated from Mason High School in 2003, where he played soccer, winning the Green and White Award in 2000. He also played for Warren County United Soccer and for teams in other cities of residence. And whereas David Werner suffered a traumatic brain injury in August 2006, he was in a coma for a month and experienced multiple hospital transfers before being released in December 2006. Doctors told David he would never walk again. After numerous therapy sessions, relearning how to eat, read, write, and walk, David's recovery process included art therapy and horseback riding. And whereas David returned to photography, one of his high school interests, which increased his stamina by encouraging him to stand and use his wheelchair less, which became not only a hobby, but part of his recovering therapy. David submitted photos to the annual Art and Soul contest and placed in the photography finals 14 times in the 16 years that he submitted photos to the contest. In 2010, one of his photos won the Best Composition. 4 of his other entries placed in the top 10, and his photo Playtime was chosen to be in the 2022 Art and Soul show. And whereas in 2010, David attended a training program for basic skills and work structure. One of the program's workplaces was a horse stable. While at the stable, David fell in love with horses and learned of their therapeutic value, which led him to join the Cincinnati Therapeutic Riding and Horsemanship Center. With hard work and practice, David moved from needing assistance to riding in the independent class and advanced to equestrian competitions. He qualified for the State of Ohio Special Olympics in 2015, has competed in 2 State of Kentucky Special Olympics competitions, and has been in 6 State of Ohio Special Olympics. And whereas David was invited to compete in the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games this June in Orlando, Florida, and will be the only athlete from Ohio riding English style in the competition. And whereas in March 2002, David gave 2 public appearances because of his selection to compete in the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games. He was a speaker at a Warren County Board of Developmental Disabilities meeting, and he also appeared on the Positively Cincinnati program of Channel 9 News. The interview and writing segment emphasized his incredible journey from the accident to the Olympic honor. Whereas the City of Mason commends David Werner for his hard work, determination, and many accomplishments in the process of becoming the only English writer to represent the state of Ohio at the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games in Orlando, Florida, as well as being an inspiration to the Mason community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mason, Ohio, seven members elected thereto concurring, that the Council of the City of Mason hereby recognizes David Werner for his outstanding achievements. Section 2, that the Council of the City of Mason is proud of and hereby wishes David Werner the best in his journey at the 2022 Special Olympics. Section 3, that this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after the earliest period allowed by law.
Thank you, Eric. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? A motion to adopt?
Second.
Any council discussion?
Mayor,
Yes.
I just have a question. Well, first of all, congratulations. It's quite an accomplishment what you have done. Eric mentioned that you used art as part of your therapy. Can you touch on that a little bit and how?
Yeah.
So sorry.
Oh, no.
Eric had mentioned that you used art as part of your therapy. Can you kind of touch on that a little bit, on how you used art to help heal?
Photography, it helped a lot because you have to be able to focus and stand. Like to get a picture of a butterfly, you have to be steady and be able to hold it straight and get the proper picture in right timing, because the butterflies, they fly around everywhere. It takes a lot of patience, really, because you can't just sit there with your camera and wait and you get frustrated, because you got to remember, hey, they're wild. So you got to be patient and stay steady and wait for the perfect shot and then take it.
Well, that's wonderful. Also, we do have, Mason has a photography contest, so I would love if you would enter one of your photos in our contest. I'd love to see it. But congratulations, you make us proud here in Mason.
Mayor. All right, I need an understanding of what English style writing is.
Like Western, you think the Cowboys.
Right.
They do like rodeo, where you do barrel racing and stuff. The English is more delicate, where you more showing off your control over the horse. And you're all dressed up. And you're all
Decked out, looking good and dapper.
dapper.
Nice.
Got be able to handle the horse.
I'm going to look it up because I read it and I thought, well, you know what? I need to figure that out myself. So I can't wait to look that up and check out what exactly English style writing is. So,
Kind of thing is like dancing the horse, kind of, because you're doing like elegant patterns and weaving, doing certain elements.
how do you ride the same horse every time?
No,
No. All right.
which is good. We've been trying out all the different horses
Okay.
at where I ride, because when I get to Florida, it's going to be on one of their horses.
Oh,
But
really?
I have
That's
to practice on all these different horses, because when I get out down there, it's going to be a new horse. So if I practice all these different ones, so I can master my technique. Because then you never know what horse I'm going to have. So if I try on, kind of like you try different shoes on.
Right, right. I get it, yeah.
You go to the shoe store, put one shoe on, oh, that's too big, too small. So you got to try a different one. So that's kind of what they're trying me out on all these different horses. It's like trying on, find which one fits the best.
Well, congratulations. I mean, I think it's been said up here. I echo it again, but really cool. Can't wait to check it out and hear Bring Home a Gold, all right? Bring Home a Gold.
Yeah,
All right, good deal.
I try my best.
There you go.
It's wonderful.
That's all we can ask.
It was crazy because I was riding over in Winter Woods. COVID came. They were only allowed a certain amount of people in the barn area. So then I worked, and they told me, hey, you go to Orlando. I said, what? I have been on a horse in over 2 years.
Oh,
So
no.
then that's when I started riding somewhere else. I said, whoa. Because I have not been on a horse. I had to practice. So I found somewhere to practice. So I'm ready
Now you're in the
to
Olympics.
represent us.
Awesome.
Great.
Good work.
Okay, does anyone else have anything they want to comment on? I apologize if I missed this. What is the date of the competition? When is it? Okay, all right, well, we'll all be thinking of you then and wishing you lots and luck. Thank you so much.
Oh, cool. Anya,
Oh, okay, great, okay, thank you. Okay, I need to have a roll call now.
Councilmember Bradburn?
yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes,
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
okay, and I think we have something for you, David. I just want to, is this still on? Yeah, I just want to say I am just in such admiration of you being able to overcome all that has happened to you. And I know there's lots of days when we all like feel sorry for ourselves and we don't want to get out of bed because we're down in the dumps or something. But David, you are such an inspiration, as Eric said in this resolution, you are such an inspiration to all of us for overcoming all the adversity that you have had in your life. And look where you are, and you're going to be a champion, a gold medal winner, right? We hope so, yes. So here's the resolution that Eric read. I want to present to you, and I just want to say congratulations, and you are such an inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much.
Mayor, I do have one other item. as per the manager's report. Have gotten a lot of questions increasingly over the last couple of weeks. July 3rd is coming up. The city is returning to our Red Rhythm Boom event on July 3rd. We have been having some clues out there as far as who the entertainers are that we've secured for this year's event. We have some people that have guessed correctly, but we thought we might repeat some of the clues for the audience here. Unless there's anyone in the audience that wants to hazard a guess. Okay, we'll have to play the clues, and then we'll do the reveal here.
The world.
Roll me.
The sharpest.
Tool in the shed. She was looking kinda.
Done with.
Her finger and her thumb in the
Shape of.
on her forehead.
12 years.
Dark coming. And then
Stop.
coming.
Bed to. No rules. Can't hit the ground running.
Didn't make sense. Not to live.
More fun.
Your ring.
That's smart. Watch your head.
That's dumb.
So much to do.
So much to see.
So what's wrong?
You'll never know
If you don't go.
You'll never shine.
If you don't glow, hey now, you're an all-star.
Get your game on. Go play.
Hey now, you're a rock star.
Get the show on.
Get paid.
All that glitters is gold.
Only shooting stars.
Break the mold.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
That's all I had, Mayor.
These guys always come up with something creative, a creative way to announce the band, and I think you get more creative every year. That was fun to watch everybody.
Mayor,
Yes.
if I may, I have alerted the city manager. I think it will be a big event. I don't know about where we've held the last,
I couldn't hear what
I
you
don't know
said.
where we've held the last events will be big enough. I don't know if we need to go to the back, but since this is the first nicer act, and we'll leave it at that, since the pandemic.
Wait a minute.
Since the pandemic.
Yeah, since the pandemic, okay.
Clip Black, he was good.
Well, I think that Smash Mouth will draw pretty big. That's all I've got.
It's going to be great. Okay, thank you. All right, we're moving on to item 7, which are committee reports. Does anybody have a committee report? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Safety Committee met April 20th. We first met at the Safety Service Center. You'll see Resolution 11 in there. We had some brief discussion on that. It was presented as a draft. Resolution 11 is on your agenda tonight in regards to supporting development of the fire department's strategic plan. After that, we took a tour up to not a circuitous route, I would call that, to the Drug Task Force, and took a tour of their facilities up there and the operations that they have and the issue with illicit drugs here in Warren County. Out of that report, it was interesting to see that were over 300 felony arrests last year for drugs in Warren County. So there is a problem. And our last stop was the jail. I must admit I was impressed. It was clean. It was well-run. But then, what did they spend for it? $32 million? 30-some million dollars? It ought to look pretty good. But and there's, for all criminals that want to come into Warren County, there are plenty of hotel rooms at the jail now. They're no longer maxed out. The police do not have to call and ask if they've got a room. They've got a room. So, and they're also working back. Mayor, do you remember how many old warrants they were working? It was thousands of old.
I don't remember the exact number, but they had to prioritize them, and now they'll be able to do much better.
Basically, they've told them that there's now room at the inn, and come on down and you can serve your time. So I guess what I'm saying is you're not going to get a pass like in some other counties where there's no room. They'll hold you and we'll adjudicate you and take it from there.
And I just want to add to that, frankly, what I was amazed, it's state-of-the-art, and if anybody wants to tour the jail, I encourage you to try to make that happen because it's pretty amazing what they're doing there. So very proud of our Warren County Jail. Anybody else have yes?
Yeah, downtown committee met on the 28th. I thought it was extremely exciting, and I think we'll hear more about it later on and with a few more details with what we discussed. But I also wanted to let everyone know, Councilmember Hackey and I got the chance to visit Carmel, Indiana. We've been compared to Carmel, Indiana, so it was something that I wanted to see for myself, and I was blown away. We were there for about 8 hours of meetings, and they were very gracious, took us for a tour of every aspect of Carmel. So it was something, like I said, it was something I've never seen, and I brought back this book, and I think there was another one that I don't know where it went to, but I brought this in the event that someone wanted to thumb through this, I would highly recommend that. And in regards to our meeting on the 28th, I asked the pointed question of one of the redevelopment directors. I said, hey, what do you guys think about a CDC? And they didn't mention that they had one, not two, but they have 3 different CDCs that are working inside of their community, inside their city, to help redevelop it. And so I think that just reassured my commitment to what we're going to be discussing tonight, really depoliticizing from us being downtown developers to getting experts involved. And so I'm looking forward to hearing what the resolution or the ordinance that we're going to be looking at later. So I think it's something that we've been needing to do for a long time, kind of get it out of our hands and get it into the experts. So pretty excited about that and looking forward to seeing where we can go with this downtown thing. So that was pretty much. And then we also had a golf course committee meeting. Excited, 50th year anniversary of the golf course. A lot of programming, a lot of activity. Kate, that is out there, that the new general manager, she is described as a breath of fresh air, and she is. She's truly bringing a lot more energy and excitement, and we're looking to partner with them on a deeper level to understand how we can get that to the branding of the city of Mason and what we're all about. And she's completely committed to it, so I'd encourage everybody to go out, and especially there's going to be programming of they have live music, and I think on the deck on a Friday or Saturday night in the summer, there's not much of a better place to sit in the city of Mason. So I'd highly encourage all of you to get out and check it out. So looking forward to everything that's going on with the 50th anniversary as well. I think we're going to triangulate and not only with what we have going on, with the city, with the golf course. And so just be keeping your head out on what the program is and what we're doing. So thank you, and I think that's about all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Real quick, I just want a point of clarification.
Yes.
Councilmember Chance mentioned the CDC. I want to be clear, that's not the Center for Disease Control. That is the Community Development Corporation, a very big difference in those two. So just in case there was anyone in the audience that wasn't
After
clear.
riding around with you for 5 hours, I felt like, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have a?
Mayor?
You do? Okay, yes.
The Arts Committee had a meeting, and most of our conversations with Arts Committee have been on the Regional Center for the Arts, which we're going to see a presentation tonight in regards to that. But it's really, I'm not going to talk too much about it because Karen Kilgore from the Mason Arts Committee will be here is here tonight to explain it to you. But, you know, Mason really is such a great community with blended cultures, and that's one thing we really have been lacking is a vibrant arts community. And I'm really starting to see it pick up a little bit, and I think this Regional Arts Center is going to definitely put Mason on the map for art. And, you know, it's really great for our community because it's going to bring our community closer. It's going to increase tourism. It's going to bring more businesses into our community. It's going to bring more investment and more jobs. And with more jobs, our tax base increases, which keeps our taxes lower. So it really is quite an important project that they're going to be doing, and it's fully supported by the Mason Arts Committee. Also this weekend, I was able to attend the Mason Symphony Orchestra. They had a presentation on Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, and it was such a fabulous program. One of the other programs that are coming to Mason, they've already had 3 concerts this year, and I think they're scheduled to have 3 more next year. But they are also having one on December 10th. And so I highly recommend going. It's going to be a holiday concert. It's going to be fabulous. Trust me, when you get in there and you sit down and you just listen to the music, it just takes you away, and it's just wonderful. So if you want, and the tickets are very affordable. I think they start at like $10 a ticket. And there's no bad seat. It's at the United Methodist Church. So if you want to purchase tickets, you can do that at the MasonSymphonyOrchestra.org. Also, we talked about in our committee the Southwest Philharmonic Orchestra, and we're going to be voting on that tonight. We are really excited to have them back. They played once, I think 2 years ago for us, and it was a huge success. They will be, let me see, they're going to be doing the John Williams 90th birthday celebration, so there will be music from Star Wars, Harry Potter, E.T., Jaws, and more. It's going to be a great family event. It's going to be outside. It's free to the public. And it's going to be right in the front here where we have the Red Rhythm and Boom. So a lot of different things happening with the arts, and we're super proud of it, and we're going to continue to promote the arts within our community. And you'll hear from Karen in a little bit. We also had a Veterans Committee meeting, and I'll touch on it. I don't know if you want to add anything to it. We are finalizing our Gold Star Family Monument. We were hoping it would be ready by now, but with the supply shortage, it probably won't be ready for quite some time. But we also have the banners. If you're interested in getting a banner, go to the website, and you can get the information on how to get one of the banners. And then did you want to add?
The only other thing we spoke about was the Purple Heart monument that is going to be donated to the city. We've just got to do a little bit of work to prepare for that, and we're hoping to have that ready by Veterans Day so that we can celebrate the veterans and get that in place by then.
That's
Okay.
all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Councilmember Hackey, I don't know if you were going to talk about this at all. I was, you want me to? I can.
We can do that at old and new
Yeah, that's-
business.
Old new
Gonna
business.
bring that up.
Yes, we'll
Sounds-
do that for
all
old
right.
new business. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to item 8, which is the Mason Arts Council presentation, and I'm going to ask Karen Kilgore and Kim Martin to come forward, please.
Hello, my name is Karen Kilgore, and I am the Vice President for the Mason Art Council, and this is Kim Martin. She is the Secretary for the Mason Art Council. Mayor Spaeth, Vice Mayor Nelson, and City Council members, and Mason City Manager Eric Hansen. Thank you so much for all your support and the opportunity to present here this evening. On behalf of our President, Mr. Tom Huff, he could not be here this evening, so I'm going to read a brief statement from him. So this is Tom's statement. Good evening, council members and community friends. Thank you for attending what promises to be an historical event. For the past 39 months, I have had the privilege to be president of the Mason Arts Council. This has been a long haul for the board of directors and myself for various reasons. Tonight, we have the opportunity to actually talk about the property in Mason that will accommodate the 2 phases of the Mason Regional Center for the Arts. This promises to be the 4th most state-of-art facility that will service Mason and the surrounding communities. I apologize for my absence on this occasion for business reasons for which I am obligated. Our officers will be making our presentation in my absence. I want to truly thank our board of directors and Eric Hansen for all your help and understanding while I was recuperating from my surgery. I want to give a special thanks to Karen Kilgore for being our point person for the past months. She has kept the motion moving and going and working hard with her enthusiasm. To all of you, please enjoy our presentation on this historical and hysterical, because I'm so excited, evening. Thank you, Tom Huff, President of the Mason Arts Council. So thanks for allowing me to read that. So we want to start with, what does the arts mean to our community, to our city, to each of us? Let us, the Mason Art Council, show you what the Mason Regional Center for the Arts will bring to our community. The Mason's Art Council is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We were started in 2019. One of our founders was Vice Mayor Diana Nelson. We do have 12 board members that range from business owners and leaders, theater leaders, attorneys, nurses, engineers, marketing experts, artists, mothers and fathers, citizens of Mason, and we all share a passion and a love for the arts. But we have a mission. What is the mission? It is to promote artists, an organization, and art activities to further the development of the community in Mason and the surrounding areas. It is to support the public by expanding awareness, access, and participation with the arts. It will provide a culture of inspiration, creativity, and enjoyment for all. What will the Mason Regional Center for the Arts be? This is the exciting part. This is where I get very passionate. If you don't know me, I'm a very passionate individual, and this is one of my major passions. It will be a focal point for the city, a world-class hub of culture and entertainment. It'll be a beacon of diversity, welcoming individuals of all cultures, all ages, and all skill levels. It will be the center for the creative, visual arts, and education, from music to dance and everything in between. A place for our children to learn, a place for talent to shine, artists to grow and exhibit their work, and audiences to be wowed. It will be a point of pride for every Mason citizen. It will deepen the roots of our community. It will attract regional and national performers, and it will make Mason a destination for the arts. But it's not just about the arts. Think about the economical impact. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kim Martin.
I want to talk a little bit about the exciting facility concept. This is much more than a theater. This will be a home to dance and ballet studio, an art gallery, painting studios, scene shops, and a workroom. It will also host a state-of-the-art multimedia production facility, plus community events rooms, computer labs, a music library, and a photography studio. We hope it will be the home of art therapy program, just like we heard from the inspirational story from David a few minutes ago. Our plan is to roll out the project in 2 different phases. Phase 1 will be focused on the performing arts, with a 1,000-seat theater and all the support spaces. And phase 2 will be focused on the visual arts. Before I talk about the exact location of the center, I want to provide a little bit of context. Since our inception in 2019, the Mason Arts Council has been working very closely with the City Council to put our vision in place. And in December of 2020, the Mason City Council passed a unanimous resolution in support of the efforts and the vision of the Mason Arts Council, forging the path for future cooperation and partnership. Many of you I see here tonight were here on that night. And then just a few brief months ago, in February of 2022, the council made a motion that unanimously passed that identified the Gould property as the city's preferred site for the Mason Regional Center for the Arts. The map behind me shows the Gould property site. For those of you who are not familiar with it, it's outlined in red. And this is just west of Main Street. I want to zoom in a little bit. This is actually the Gould property site here. And this is just a potential concept. So you can see the black box. So that's just a potential location for this concept. Of course, this is subject to further due diligence and a great deal of partnership needed with the City of Mason in regards to infrastructure requirements, egress, and a lot of other details to put the project in motion. We've taken it a step forward. This is also the Gould site and just really a long-term vision. Our idea is that in addition to the phase 1 and phase 2 of the actual center, which you can see by the black box on the site plan, we could transform this into an arts park. So it could have amenities for outdoor performance spaces, such as an amphitheater, walking and biking trails, a lake, sculpture garden, visual arts, memorial, playground, and green space. The Mason Center for the Arts will act as the anchor. The park could host special events and festivals and other community events like we talked about tonight in partnership with the City of Mason and other community groups. Our next steps include entering into a formal agreement with the city, initiating our design phase by selecting an architectural design team, continuing our fundraising campaign, and collaborating with the City of Mason on further details. Karen.
This is all very exciting, not just about the arts, but the economical impact. Just think of one thing before we want to share a short video with you. Visitors will not only come to Mason to see a performance, they will probably have dinner at a restaurant. They will probably, after the show or the event, go have a nightcap, and then they're going to go home and pay the babysitter. So we're going to have a lot of economical development coming to Mason because of this. And one of the things that we want to tell you about this whole process is we are passionate, we are dedicated, and we love the arts. And we believe the arts bring more than just talent. It brings social skills. It brings leadership. It brings leaders. It brings a place for those that don't fit in. This is a place where everyone feels like home, they're safe, and they don't want to not go there. They are very excited to be part of this. So let us share with you, this is a concept and we have a lot of work to do, but we are very excited to share this video with you. So as you can see, this is definitely our concept, and it will take some time to get everything completed, but we're very passionate. And our mantra for this is Mason Regional Center for the Arts, not just a destination, but an experience for all. And before I sit down, I would like to just ask the Mason Art Council to please stand, because they are all here tonight, and they've worked tirelessly with us on this. You all please stand so we can at least acknowledge you're here. Thank you. Mayor Spaeth, thank you so much, and we're very excited and look forward to what the future can bring.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Kim. I mean, this is so, so exciting. I mean, I just wish this could happen tomorrow. I really appreciate that you came this evening to share this with us, with council, and with our viewing audience. I don't know why anyone wouldn't be excited about this coming to our community. We love this vision, and looking forward to working with you all. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you to the whole Arts Council. Okay. We're going to move on to item 9, which is recognition of visitors. So is there anyone out there that would like to come to the podium and say anything to us this evening? If you would like to, please come up and state your name and address. Yes, please come forward.
Okay, my name is Manisha, Dr. Manisha Gadbo, and I live on Spalding Drive in Mason, and I'm so excited about this arts project, the whole vision. Just to give a little bit background, I'm a part of a group called Kala Sanman, and it's a community theater, all volunteers. Most of us are in Mason, Westchester, around this area. And we started doing lots of plays, like we are on our 6th production now. And we are always struggling to find a venue because it's completely volunteer run. We are all just passionate about, and she mentioned something about national, and I'm going to say international. Because all these plays in my language, or rather in Sanskrit, there is a saying that, which literally translates into that a human being without art and music is like an animal with no horns and no tail. So art is such an important part. My language, English is my second language, and we do all our plays in our regional languages. All the performances are over here in Greater Cincinnati area, and we are just so passionate about theater. And so closest one we found is in Fairfield, and about the economic impact. That Fairfield Theater, they book like 2 years in advance. They are so booked. Imagine having that here in Mason. Each of our plays, there are at least minimum 200 of audience. They sell their beverages, the snacks, and all that over there. All of us come there. So again, money for the city, economic impact. We'll go out for dinner, things like that. Again, it will just be really exciting. And 2019, when I attended that symphony over there, and I was so excited. I'm like, wow, it's coming to Mason. We are in 2022, of course, the pandemic happened. But I hope it's just going to be working in reality, and it will be here in Mason. It will be very exciting. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Anyone else would like to come forward, please?
Mayor, while he's coming up, do you mind if I mention something? Sure. I see my children's teacher back there, Mrs. Kinnoff. Could you please stand up for a second? In regards to art, she is probably one of the most talented people I know. I'm a big, huge Christmas guy, and she wrote a play during the pandemic. Was it in October, and you produced it in December? And it is something that is absolutely phenomenal. And so this is just another opportunity. I mean, our kids need a place to go. We're always, kind of scrambling for our kids to be able to produce art, and we have such talent in this, not only in Mason, but in this region. And I would just like the opportunity to thank you for what you've done in regards to the arts, because I would love to be able to see that production in this facility, because it was absolutely incredible. And thank you for everything that you have done. Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, I'm Gary Rasmussen with the Southwest Ohio Philharmonic Orchestra. I'm a business owner here. We're just excited to have the great announcements here tonight. But we have many of the board of the Southwest Ohio Philharmonic here. Would you guys all stand up? And Mike Schaefer is the and you two over there, come on. Vince and Carmen De Leon, he's our music director. He directed the concert at Great Wolf about 2.5 years ago. Vince Lee will likely be directing the concert we'll be talking about a little bit later tonight. And all the rest of these are board members, and almost every one of these are either players or directors in the orchestra.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Love it. Anyone else like to come forward, please?
Hi, I'm Lucy Ginther. I'm the director of the Mason Symphony Orchestra, and I would like to say thank you so much for your coming to the concert and giving us a little pitch there. It was a very exciting concert. Our pianist, Frank Wong, is here. Steinway artist, played the Rhapsody in Blue. Very exciting for everyone. Frank lives in Mason. So we have a really rich community here. I will have to say, hi Carmen, I played that concert that you're talking about, the swap concert, the Broadway show, and just the excitement in the room was amazing. Mason is an incredibly primed community for the arts. And I would say that we do have some concerts scheduled for next fall. In the October, our first is a sensory-friendly children's concert, Halloween themed, and it's going to be fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anyone else would like to come forward, please?
Hi, Sonia Milrod, 4270 Fontenay, Mason, Ohio. Wasn't going to speak. I came because I'm so excited about the arts concept. The thing I like best about living in the Cincinnati area is the huge support of the arts. I mean, my children all went to Youth Performing Arts School in Louisville. I grew up in California. You know, the Cincinnati area really, really supports the arts. So, you know, I go to the symphony, I go to the opera, I go to Playhouse, and all of that's south. But to be able to have a performing arts center in Mason, this whole untapped area, and it's just so important for our schools to have, for students to be able to see live performances. When I was director of instruction in Campbell County Schools, I arranged field trips for students to see performances because most of them have never had that opportunity. And one of the field trips we did was for the elementary schools to see the high school performances, you know, because that was what was available. But here in Mason, to be able to not just see high school performances, but professional performances, that would be phenomenal. So kudos to this idea, and I can't wait for it to happen. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Anyone else like to come forward? Yes, please come forward.
My name is Tim Gearing, and I live on Rural Dornock Lane. And I want to congratulate the Mason Arts Council for their plans. I think they're wonderful. They're very optimistic and, well, very enthusiastic and very, you have high hopes. And I wish you all the best in that. I'm also a member of the Mason Community Players. I just want to remind everyone that we are a theater group that's been present for 49 years. Next year, we'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary. And I don't think that there's a conflict between the two groups. You're looking at more of a professional group, professional groups and professional theater. We are amateurs. We have been bringing theater to Mason for 49 years, and we're going to continue to do so. We have a theater of our own that we recently purchased, and we've been renovating. And in case anybody needs a performance space, by the way, Our theater seats about 150 people, and it will be available for rental. We're in the process of getting everything done. We have recent inspection, and we passed, and we'll be having performances there. So, like I said, I don't think this will be a conflict between Mason Arts Council and Mason Community Players, because it's a different type of production, a different type of group. But just to let you know, we're still here, and we've been around for 49 years, and we plan to stay here for a while, quite a bit longer.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Anyone else like to come forward, please?
Hello, my name is Adam Matthews at 454 Calumet Farms, Lebanon, Ohio. Mayor Spaeth, Vice Mayor Nelson, members of council, everyone here, thank you so much for having me. This is an incredible evening, and it's so wonderful to see all the excitement about the arts. I'm the Vice Mayor up in Lebanon, and we try to support the arts as much as we can. In one of my other hats as a board member for Main Street Lebanon, we hosted a fundraiser to make sure that our Lebanon Theater Company, who took the dive, full hope, bought a building right before COVID hit. But through our city stepping up, our businesses stepping up, and the community all coming together, they're able to keep their building, and they're opening for shows now, which is fantastic. And I hope it's great to hear from the players, from the Arts Council, from Philharmonic, from the Symphony. That's wonderful. I am here for the first of hopefully very many meetings to represent you to Columbus. I am running for state representative for this half of Warren County. You may know that the primaries got split, and as such, there's going to be more voting later, which is great. More democracy, the better. The more good art, the better. It is a way that we express ourselves and have our voices heard. And part of the job of being a state representative is to hear the voices, especially from wonderful cities like Mason, like Lebanon, like South Lebanon here. I grew up right here. I went to St. Susanna and graduated from there, continued on, went to Notre Dame for engineering, interned at Procter & Gamble, cleaning up messes, working on diapers. And then after a brief stint, civilian, but in the Navy Nuclear Propulsion Program doing engineering, I went back to law school to study under great professors like now Justice Amy Barrett. I married my college sweetheart, Amanda. We had 4 lovely kids, still do. And one of them is here and is coming after a long evening. I'm helping coach Mason Say Soccer here. And we grew up here and could have gone really anywhere after going to college in Indiana, but knew that the values of Warren County and the way that our economic development, the way that our communities, our civic organizations build up and express our values is what we wanted for ourselves, for our businesses, and for our family to grow. This is the place where I got my Eagle Scout. This is the place I wanted to grow my family and have it just down the road, growing up off near Tylersville. And this is a wonderful place. My friend on the school board, Charles Galvin, invited me to step in when Mason schools got hit. Everything was going great. Mason and Lebanon and Warren County schools were leaders responding to COVID. And they had everything going, but they needed substitute teachers. I fortunately was able to work from home at that time and stepped up and was in the classroom from high school down to first grade, which are very different, but wonderful, and I look forward to that as my kids get older. We stepped up as council members during COVID as well. I saw Mason Council deal with their ways of helping. In Lebanon, within weeks of the shutdowns, we worked with our chambers, we worked with our downtown development, we worked with our merchants to get forgivable loans where it needed to be. And through November 2020, we lost one business, and it was the coffee shop in the YMCA. Our community stepped up, and they did what was needed. And we stand with our businesses as they're going through everything. We are I love to see this development coming here. I love to see what you're working on for all of this. We are expanding our downtown. We had a great competitive bid process, and we are bringing in wonderful apartments that are nearly full already. Catch a Fire Pizza, Cazamel Mexican, and Lebanon Brewing Company coming into our old fire station. And our fire station is growing because we stand behind our fire and police. They're the strongest they've ever been. At the request of our police captain, our police chief, we got them the next highest technology and the first in the county to get body cams to save the reputations of our police so that we're there with them. And at our new fire station, we're complementing the pro-life legislation we passed by putting in a baby box so that anyone that has a baby that can't take care of it, we give them that opportunity to anonymously hand that over so that that life can be saved and loved, and that baby is loved. I want to say thank you so much. I see many of you all over, from Mason Kiwanis to the ribbon cutting at Safe on Main, and to the Municipal League with Vice Mayor Nelson. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time tonight. I appreciate my son, who has been here for a while. He did a great day at soccer. It was a beautiful day. And thank you. I hope to earn your vote, and if not, regardless, I will be here to listen to you, to represent you in Columbus, so that our conservative, pro-business, pro-family principles are protected and promoted here and in Columbus. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else like to come forward, please? Okay, I think we're ready to move on. We have already taken care of items 10 and 11, so we're going to go right to item 12, which is Resolution 2022-9. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Proclaiming the week of May 15th through the 21st, 2022 as Emergency Medical Services Week.
Okay, Eric?
Thank you, Mayor. National Emergency Medical Services Week is being recognized May 15th through 21st this year. The theme of this year is Rising to the Challenge. City Mason Fire Department is another standout department in safety services for the city. It provides emergency medical services to all the residents of Mason. Last year, they responded to over 3,400 emergency medical calls. That's an average of 9 EMS runs per day. That call volume has steadily increased. Last year, the city launched the third medic program. That is now, as soon as we can staff up, will be expanded to 24 hours, 7 days a week. The real emphasis there is building the staffing depth, identifying and recruiting folks that can fill the slots there. We do a lot of services on par with the police department to emphasize safety and medical preparedness. EMS Week is an opportunity to recognize both the department's role in protecting the health and safety of Mason residents, as well as the investment the city makes in equipment and resources for those services. Resolution 22-9 is recommended for adoption.
All right, thank you, Eric. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? A motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second?
Any council discussion? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Okay, item 13, Resolution 2022-10. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Declaring May as Mental Health Awareness Month.
Okay, Eric?
Thank you, Mayor. Mason is actually fairly unique when it comes to this resolution. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, recognized nationally, but Mason is a location municipality. We have more science developing around mental health and continued investment in the wellness of mental health than most jurisdictions within Ohio. This is both serving a need out there, as well as it's having a significant impact on economic development efforts within the city. This May is the 7th year that the city has collaborated with corporate partners, places like the Lindner Center of Hope, Myriad Neuroscience, Clarigent Health, and TriHealth. I think all those names ring more familiar here because of partnerships. Obviously, Myriad Health within this building across the street, both to advance understanding and education in the realm of mental health, and also to, sorry, I'm losing my voice, further the culture of wellness in Mason and the business plan of economic development that makes all of the quality of life here possible. This resolution is also timely for the City of Mason, as last week the Lindner Center announced their commitment to make one of the largest investments and expansions to their Mason campus, changing their approach to treatment with a holistic wellness center with nutrition, exercise, and an innovative approach to mental wellness recovery. I forgot to double check, but I believe their capital campaign, which they announced last week and already have significant contributions, is on the order of $30 million of continued investment in their Mason campus. Also had the Lindners, we continue to celebrate with the Lindner Center their community education efforts. Their Community Education Day is being held at the Manor House on May 15th. That is a gift to the community that we partner with, provides a variety of experts that speak and provide forums for Mason residents, families, and businesses who are interested in promoting mental health awareness. A variety of programs this month in conjunction both with the Lindner Center. The Community Center has a variety of programming, including wellness talk series, yoga classes, mental health speakers, and a media campaign in conjunction with all of our partners to promote this month and the opportunities in Mason, both to further the economic development and the science surrounding mental health as the wellness of all residents. Resolution 2022-10 is recommended.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved?
Second.
Council discussion?
Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember.
You know, not to bring this back around to the arts again, but, you know, there is a huge mental health issue out there, and Mason really is a leader in mental health with Lindner Center of Hope and the different, you know, medical facilities that we have here. But also, I mean, art is used for therapy. And I know that I spoke with Dr. Gunther, who is the head of the Mason Symphony Orchestra. We had coffee the other day, and she did talk about how they were going to be integrating different programs to help with mental health. And I think it's wonderful, you know, to be able to integrate art to help with mental health. It is powerful, and there is science behind it that's proven that it does help. So, you know, I just thought it was kind of a perfect time to kind of throw that in there with the arts, because we're having that facility built, and the Lindner Center of Hope is also expanding. So it's a great combination, really.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember.
Yeah, Mayor, I had the opportunity on Friday night. One City for Recovery had their big gala at the Manor House. And I think there's definitely a correlation between mental health and addiction. And they had, I think there was close to 600 people there, raised over $300,000 to tackle this. I like to call it the enemy, the devil, whatever you want to call it. But and One City for Recovery was birthed right out of Crossroads Church in Mason, and those folks have pulled together and to see what they've been able to do. I know, you know, Lindner Center going out and having, you know, that type of programming and that type of building. These folks are on the ground and first responders riding around with them. And meeting folks on the streets with police officers, not to arrest them, but to try to get them help. And so it's always it's an incredible event put on with some of the best, I think, folks in the city. And they're all, I would guess, but the board is compiled of, I think, mostly Mason folks. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them, and it was awesome just to be there and thank the city for the participation with that as well, because it was it was a kind of a derby theme, so everybody got to get dressed up, got to see some cool hats and all that fun stuff. But the main purpose we were there for is to raise money to fight this addiction / mental health. So I just want to go on the record and say thanks to the city for helping out with that and participating in that gala.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else want to make a comment? Eric, I just wanted to ask, you mentioned the expansion of the Lender Center, and I know there was publication about that or an article. Where can people find that? And when was that put out there, in case people want to read about it?
It's in the Cincinnati Business Courier on May 4th, 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
Or
So-
they can call me and I could give them a copy.
Was that this past week?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
As
Okay.
we were getting the packet out to you was when the announcement was made, so. great
Okay, that's great. Okay, I need roll call, please.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Okay, item 14, Resolution 2022-11, motion to read by title only, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Supporting the development of the Fire Department Strategic Plan.
Okay, Eric?
If I speak all that could be spoken on this, I will lose my voice, so I'm going to try and keep it brief. But the intent behind this resolution is a lot of work that the Safety Committee has undertaken in recent months. And I think to best understand, if you look back 20-plus years when the fire department was actually in its infancy for the city of Mason. I had started a fire department and then helped it to find its footing. I spent a lot of time both with the Safety Committee and then council setting out some planning documents, some ambitions, looking at things like station location, response times, some of the critical nature of the services that are provided by both fire as well as EMS. A lot of results that work, I think, then brought forth a lot of results that you can see in how the department has truly matured to, going from kind of a quick startup to a very fully staffed, full-time professional fire department. Amongst the accomplishment in those years is the relocation of Fire Station 51 from downtown to its current location on Mason Montgomery Road, which helped to improve response times. The financial, there were charter amendments made to help secure the financial footing of fire and EMS services. Organizational restructuring, improving and moving towards a full-time staffing model as we knew that the part-time staffing was not sustainable. Extremely fortunate today that we did that then. Training programs, the training facility that we've incrementally made enhancements to. Reducing our reliance on overtime, which had really become a handicap both financially as well as to morale within the department. Improved mutual aid relationships. A variety of programs that have been incrementally and over iterations have brought the department up to kind of become a full professional department. But we're now finding with the growth in calls that there is a gap there. There is a need to kind of start projecting for the next 20 years. And what the Safety Committee has been looking at is some of the same fundamentals as far as response times, how we can best position to keep up with the growth, if not stay ahead of that in terms of response times. That goes to some of the fundamentals as far as station locations, staffing of the stations, the modeling and the training. None of these are new topics, but we are finding ourselves at the point in time where we need to pay attention to those. One thing I always try and emphasize with fire as well as EMS, and it's interesting in both fields, the response time is so crucial because it's not just the faster you get there, it's exponentially the faster you get there. If you can get to a fire within the first couple of minutes, it's easy to put out. Every minute is exponentially more dangerous and more property damage. And the same holds true for things like cardiac emergencies. The first minutes you get there, you have an exponentially improved ability to save life and quality of life. So response time isn't just getting there as fast as you can, it's getting there really as immediately as you can. So a lot of the work we anticipate the next years is based on some of those fundamentals. Looking at station locations, the best locations for where that growth is, coupled with response time and staffing is crucial. The Safety Committee has met to discuss all of these, as well as the city's Insurance Service Office, or ISO rating, looking at ways to improve that, which ties into insurance rates, but also goes back to those fundamentals of immediacy response, as well as fire accreditation. The fire accreditation process includes a lot of the thoughtful steps that lead to the professional growth of the department, and probably significantly for this resolution, a process of developing a strategic plan that is rooted in communication with the community. so that the community can start both being educating and setting some of those standards of service that they would like to pursue. Resolution 2211 essentially expresses council support both for the development of a formal strategic plan for the department, as well as that ongoing investment and attention to the level of fire service we provide, while also doing that responsibly and in a measured fashion to minimize the tax burden on residents. With this resolution being adopted, the next item of work order will start to seek out professional assistance to start guiding us and both working with staff within the fire department as well as within the community to establish that strategic plan and then start implementing that over the years to come. Resolution is recommended for adoption. Safety Committee has spent considerable time discussing, reviewing it, and recommends pursuing.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading, please.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved?
Second.
Any council discussion? Yes.
Mayor, as the chair of the committee and having had some past experience as fire, EMT, paramedic, there's probably no important service than our public safety. I was really surprised when serving with the mayor when she was elected that she really hadn't heard of the past studies that were done that appear to be on the shelf for a long time, and hopefully we can go ahead and move those to provide the residents of Mason and the businesses Class A fire service and EMS service based upon station location and manpower requirements. I think the chief will give us a strategic plan. He's asking for some outside expertise in regards to that to help guide us that way, and I appreciate council's support for this resolution and in the future. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else like to make a comment? One thing that I would like to comment on is I have a lot of people say to me, do we really need another station? Aren't we good? And I think a lot of people just consider the residential growth. They think, well, you know, we've got it we're pretty much like leveled out, not too much. There'll be a little bit more, but probably not a whole lot more residential. But you have to think about the businesses that are here. And we continue to bring in businesses. And now we're talking about these wonderful amenities. Okay, we're going to have an arts theater. You got everyone over there, and something happens. We need to be able to respond to it. We have the Mason Aquatic Center now. You know, you have to think about those kinds of things as well that need sometimes an emergency response. And so that's what our department is looking at. And I know Chief Brummagen and all his staff, they're taking a really long, hard look and considering all the statistics. I'm sure if anyone would like to know what those statistics are for our department, I'm sure the staff can give those to you. But I love the fact, too, that they are going to think this out and vet it out very carefully and do it right and not quick. And so down the road, we will see that we're going to need an additional firehouse. And I don't know what else we're going to need, but we are going to look at that and make sure that we have our community protected the way they should be. So I'm real proud of our department. Okay, I'm ready for roll call.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes. Okay, item 15, Resolution 2022-12, and this is a first reading. I need a motion to read by title only.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Adopting the budget of the City of Mason for the year January 1, 2023 through December 31, 2023.
Okay, item 16, ordinance.
I'm sorry, Mayor, we do need to set a public hearing
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
for June 13th, 2022. And just with I know council gets tired of this, but for the public's sake, this isn't actual, I know the title says it, it's not actually the budget for the City of Mason. This is a tax budget, which serves a different function, naming beside.
Okay, thank you. Item 16, ordinance 2022-64. I need a motion to read by title only.
Second?
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a pre-annexation agreement with Bruce Jones.
Okay, Eric?
Yes, Mayor, this is consistent with past policy. What's called a pre-annexation agreement has been submitted by Bruce Jones for property he has on Cox-Smith Road in Union Township. How the city operates with this policy is that property owners requesting to tap into the City of Mason sewer and water system, doing that prior to annexation and circumstances, the city can allow that. It requires them to pay 150% of the rate that Mason taxpayers would pay for that sewer water service until the property is annexed in. It also requires them to petition for annexation at the point that they are contiguous or within 2 months of receiving notice from the City of Mason. So this was called a pre-annexation agreement. It allows folks to access city utilities short of actual annexation until the time that they're in a position to annex in.
Okay. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Any council discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 17, ordinance 2022-65, a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Jeff?
Approval of the preliminary plat of the Ainsley subdivision.
Okay, Steve, I think you have this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Dries Holmes is requesting a preliminary plat for the Ainsley subdivision. It's 19 single-family lots located off Mason Road, which is just west of Sunset Ridge subdivision. Site access will be provided from Mason Road with a single public street. It will be a cul-de-sac, single public street. The turn lanes are already out there, so it's Mason Road's pretty much set up for this access. Planning Commission staff approved of the preliminary plat for the subdivision, Ainsley subdivision, subject to, at the time of building permit application, the applicant shall deposit $300 per residential lot, with the city to be used for future local infrastructure improvements. And with that, 2022-65 is recommended for adoption, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
Second.
Okay.
Move second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, any council discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Okay, item 18, ordinance 2022-66, a motion to read by title only.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor? Anyone opposed? Jeff?
Approval of the replat for WRLD subdivision, Section 2.
Okay, Steve again.
This is a replat for the Western Row Golf Course development, which is located at Western Row Road in Mason Montgomery. This replat actually replaces a replat that was approved by Planning Commission and Council in January of 2022. They changed their mind and decided to progress a little further with, instead of splitting the lot into two, they're splitting it into actually 5, or a total actually 6 lots. The plat also dedicates right-of-way for Veterans Park Boulevard, which will be a public road connecting Mason Montgomery Road to Freedom Way, which is the roundabout back there in existing subdivision. Planning Commission recommended approval of this concept plan as submitted with a couple of conditions. The limits of the right-of-way for Veterans Parkway is shown on the plat, but needs to be basically verified with a traffic impact study, which we're currently working on. A little bit of a radius return on a couple of the right-of-way line work at Mason Montgomery and Veterans, and then the plat was actually labeled Section 3, and it should be labeled Section 2. So with that, ordinance 2022-66 is recommended for adoption, and happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? A motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Any council discussion? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Okay, item 19, ordinance 2022-67, motion to read by title only, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Approval of the dedication plat for Mesa Properties LLC, UDF, at Tylersville Road and US 42.
Okay, Steve?
Thank you, Mayor. This is another plat, pretty much a cleanup item that was part of their site and landscape plan approval, which is to dedicate right-of-way per the thoroughfare plan on US 42 and Tylersville Road. So this plat takes care of both of those roads and actually cleans up some right-of-way that the city purchased a while back when Tylersville Road was expanded. So Planning Commission recommended approval of this, with a condition of just adding the city for additory signature block, being that that property is being dedicated is also owned by the city. Ordinance 2022-67 is recommended for adoption, and happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Motion to adopt?
Move?
Any council discussion?
Mayor?
Yes.
So we're going to have like a welcome to Mason or welcome to downtown, or we're having a sign put there as well? Is that correct? No.
Montgomery?
Yeah.
Or 42 in Tylersville?
Okay. No?
No plans to do.
Okay.
Unless you stand out there with one.
All right, that's fine, thank you.
Okay, any other council discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Okay, item 20, ordinance 2022-68. Motion to read by title only.
So move?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Authorizing the acceptance of certain donated easements and the acquisition of other certain easements as part of the Mason-Montgomery Road widening Concord Crossing Drive to Enterprise Drive project.
Okay, Steve, please.
Thank you, Mayor. This is for some right-of-way easements that are needed for a roadway project that we're going to be doing from Concord Crossing to Enterprise Drive. That's a two-lane section that will be widened to 3. One of the critical components of that is actually a sidewalk connection from the bus garage down to Concord, which is a kind of a missing piece in that segment to link that together. So what this is we have 3 permanent right-of-way easements and 7 temporary easements on 5 different parcels. We actually had it authorized in the design contract, and city staff's going to take care of that for some savings to that contract to take care of that ourselves. The formal offers will be made to the property owners. We use the auditor's website to kind of base our values, and staff will meet with those property owners to negotiate those easements. So with that, this project is scheduled to begin construction in either 2023 or 2024, and that is contingent upon a future OPWC app, which is a local funding app that we will try to pursue to help offset some of the construction costs. So 2022-68 is recommended for adoption, and happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved?
Second?
Any council discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes. Okay, item 21, ordinance 2022-69. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Authorizing the city manager to engage the Southwest Ohio Philharmonic for the performance of a concert in an amount not to exceed $40,930.
Okay, Eric?
I feel like council has heard several references to this already, so just a couple of touch points. In 2019, I think before most of us had heard of the word COVID or pandemic, the city did partner with the Southwest Ohio Philharmonic, or SWAP, and held a performance at Great Wolf Lodge and partnered with them as well as the lodge to put this program on. It was very well received. It was free to attend, and there were ambitions to continue holding those type of events, but then we learned words like COVID and pandemic. Now that we're forgetting those words, maybe, the Arts and Culture Committee of Council has been working with representatives of SWAP over the last several months, looking at an opportunity to host a similar event. And what is being recommended by the committee is entering into an agreement with SWAP to host an event on the evening of Saturday, August 10th, 6th. Did I say Sith? That was
August 6th.
I think Sith was a Freudian slip maybe, because John Williams would be the theme, his 90th birthday celebration. So it'd be called Star Wars and Beyond, and there's Siths in Star Wars. That's where I think part of the activity there is try to find someone that has not seen a movie that John Williams scored. That includes Star Wars, Harry Potter, E.T., Jaws, Indiana Jones, Superman, Jurassic Park, list goes on and on. Anticipation that this should be a very well-received and very familiar event. Believe that the south lawn of the municipal campus here will be the ideal place to hold this type of performance. One thing that you should know about the legislation and how this is structured is both an amount for SWAP and for, it's a professional orchestra with paid performers, but the amount also includes the technical needs. So both the amount for the performers, but also the stage covering the sound engineering. Those are all significant costs that go with a type of performance of this. Those are all rounded into the total amount of just shy of $41,000 for both those funds. The city would continue to partner with folks like Mason City Schools for some of the chairs, music stands, and other elements to help support the performance. The Arts and Culture Committee is recommending, with all that being said, adoption of Ordinance 2022-69 in an amount not to exceed $40,930 to support this event.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Any council discussion?
Mayor,
Yes.
I just want to say, I had the privilege of attending the concert over the weekend and Lucy, I apologize, I forget your last name, but I know a lot of the members of, a lot of your orchestra is made up of members of SWAP as well as a lot of other volunteers. And I was just blown away. What an amazing show, what an amazing professional production. And if SWAP is half of what you guys did that night, this is going to be an amazing thing for our city. And I wholeheartedly look forward to seeing this show. So thank you for your show the other night. Oh, and I do want to point out real quick, and I apologize, we were asked to fill out a survey at the show the other night. And my brain escaped me for a moment, and they asked what we would like to see. And I made a reference, and I think I put the wrong name down. I think instead of Andrew Lloyd Webber, I may have said Frank Lloyd Wright. I want to. I just want to assure you, I do know the difference between the two. But hey, we've got to have some fun somewhere, so you can make fun of me for that all you want. So anyway, I look forward to approving this.
Okay, I don't know what to say after that. Okay. Anyone else have any council discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Okay, item 22, ordinance 2022-70. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Jeff.
Authorizing a grant funding agreement between the City of Mason and the Mason-Deerfield Chamber Community Development Corporation related to the Mason Mile project.
Okay, Eric.
Thank you, Mayor. This is more for the audience than council. There are a lot of items on this agenda that have been several months in the making, so we're getting a lot of items crossed off our to-do list. Ordinance 2270 is one of those items. A little bit of background. The Mason-Deerfield Community Development Corporation, or MADE-CDC, was developed in 2018, and as part of their initial work and surveying of the community, they developed what they call a strategic prosperity plan. And one of the priorities they identified in that was to advance downtown Mason. And that was really the genesis of what's now being called the Mason Mile Project. The goal of the Mason Mile Project is to create a viable, sustainable downtown area in Mason that becomes the civic and social center. To your packet, there's an executive summary attached provided by MAID CDC. It outlines a very detailed history of what they have done to date in support of that mission, as well as actions that they foresee taking in the future with the city's support. I think some of the things you will notice in that is an emphasis on collaboration, public engagement, and public-private partnerships to implement that project, both to find out what the metrics of success are and the best ways to pursue those. The Downtown Committee of Council has been meeting with members of MAID CDC on a regular basis to discuss how the city can support the mission, the sustainability of the MAID CDC, and have worked together to develop a partnership agreement that recognizes both the investment and the success that the CDC has had to date in getting the Mason Mile Project moving forward, building community support so that it's identified. And this is an expression of the committee and ultimately the city's desire to have the CDC continue its leadership in that role. The grant project, or the grant agreement, emphasizes public engagement as well as the market's role in determining progress in the downtown. Not something that necessarily a government or even an entity can force, but can be influenced and can identify some of the best ways to succeed there. That next step in the Mason Mile Project, the grant agreement provides $180,000 to ensure that the CDC is positioned to continue leading that. You have a number of items attached in your packet, including the executive summary, the downtown Mason Mile process and phase timeline associated with the grant. All of those provide further context, detail, ambitions of some of the anticipated work and timing. However, all of that is rooted in public and stakeholder engagement to be the initial focus to then help guide and refine those priorities and the direction of the project. The Downtown Committee of Council has discussed this multiple times, and is recommending adoption of Ordinance 2270.
Okay, thank you, Eric. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
Mayor, so moved. Mayor?
Yes.
I don't know, we have a letter here from Councilmember Grossman. She was unable to attend, and she has some questions. I know that Councilman Stricula is not here. I have not had an opportunity to read it all. It was kind of a thick packet, give it to us Thursday. Can we just continue this to the next council meeting?
Does he need to make a motion?
Yeah, you could, I mean, with a motion to table, that could be, it could be. But
Listen to, I haven't, and I'll be honest, it was a lot of information. I'm kind of comparing it with some other studies. I would like to be able to have the opportunity to further review that a little more. Councilmember Grossman's mother is not doing well at all. So I make a motion to table to the next council meeting.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, so,
well, for lack of a second, then we'll proceed.
okay. So I'll just go back to can I get a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposed?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to explain what that means?
Right, under the terms of the charter, it takes 5 affirmative votes to suspend that rule and allow for adoption after the first reading. It received 4 affirmative votes, which means this will be considered a first reading tonight, and it will be on the agenda at the next council meeting.
Okay, and that's,
Can't do anything else, so it counts as a first reading, and we'll move on.
okay. Am I able to ask Eric one question? Is there anything timely that we need to consider with this at all with the agreement?
No, I do not believe that this impacts any current work or trajectories or has any cost impacts like some other items might. I think as long as the signal is there that council is supportive, I don't believe anything is lost by waiting a month to adopt it.
Okay, all right, thank you. We'll go on to item number 23, ordinance 2022-71. I need a motion to read by title only.
So moved?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Semper Fi Industrial Coatings, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $292,000 for the wastewater clarifiers and thickener rehabilitation project at the water reclamation plant.
Okay, Jennifer.
Yes, Mayor, members of council, if you don't mind, I'd like to cover the next two ordinances. I'm losing my voice tonight, too. I'm kind of disappointed the House cleared out. All the sexy items, I think, were completed. Nobody wanted to stay around for clarifiers and thickeners for some reason. But with that, annually, the city budgets funds for ongoing maintenance at a water reclamation plant. This year, one of our projects includes the rehabilitation of the clarifier tanks as well as the thickening device mechanism for those tanks. The clarifier tanks are the large circular tanks that are visible. Most of us see them from the roadway. Biomass flows into the tank where it settles out. The clear water flows to final treatment, and the sediment at the bottom of the tank is then removed. At the top of each one of these tanks, there's a framework that mixes it and helps. There's also suction that pulls that sediment from the bottom out and moves it along the process. Over time, believe it or not, the paint on the tank degrades. It's been almost over 15 years since the plant's been open. It's hard to believe it's that long. I don't think the paint in my home lasts that long. Also, the mechanisms wear out. So what we'd like to do as part of Ordinance 2022-72 is inspection services so that as we're going in to paint those tanks, we can take a look at the mechanisms, make sure that they're all working properly as well. There is a very specific process for painting these tanks. As you can imagine, there's all kinds of regulatory steps. It'll take us 3 to 4 months to actually complete this work. The 2022 budget included $585,000 for this project. We took 2 bids for it. One bid, there was a difference of over $1.2 million difference in the bid prices for the project. The engineer's estimate was $250,000 to $300,000. I think the discrepancy in the bids was this type of work, along with, again, we're going to go back to the current situation in our economy, the resources, the availability of work out there is what we're learning on most of our projects that are coming before us this year. The city was awarded a grant by the Ohio Department of Development, Water and Wastewater Infrastructure in the amount of not to exceed $300,000 or a 50-50 match for the work. With that, ordinance 2022-71 and 72 are recommended for adoption.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, on motion to adopt.
So moved?
Second.
Any council discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Okay, item 24, ordinance 2022-72. Motion to read by title only, please.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Coding Consulting LLC in an amount not to exceed $20,000 for inspection services related to the wastewater clarifiers and thickener rehabilitation project at the water reclamation plant.
Okay, anything to add, Jennifer?
Nope.
Okay. Motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved?
Second.
Council discussion? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Okay, item 25, ordinance 2022-73. A motion to read by title only, please.
So moved. Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with All Safe Industries for the purchase of hazardous gas detection equipment and declaring an emergency.
Okay, Jennifer.
Yes, Mayor, members of council, if you don't mind, again, I'd like to cover the next two ordinances. Both of them have to do with our fire safety services. And what it is basically some equipment needed for the department. The first is gas detectors, along with their charging and calibration station. Gas detectors are handheld unit devices that monitor oxygen levels as well as detect the presence of combustible toxic gases. These devices are very important keeping firefighters safe when they're out on an emergency response scene. We have 5 detectors that are 5 years old. Only 1 detector is currently working. The 2022 budget included $25,000 for 4 new detectors. At the time we prepared the budget, we had gotten cost estimates for them. Today, there was a significant price increase resulting, again, due to the economic conditions that we're seeing out there. The price for 4 is now $34,900. We've added an emergency clause to this ordinance because of the delay between when council typically approves a piece of legislation. There's a 30-day wait period before we can act on it. By adding an emergency clause, we are able to act on it immediately and secure those devices that are much needed for the department. The second piece of equipment, which is outlined in Ordinance 2022-74, is a self-contained breathing apparatus air compressor. The air compressor is used to maintain necessary air volume in the SCBA units that are carried by our firefighters. There are 2 air compressors that we currently have, 1 at each station. However, the one that is at Station 52 was manufactured in 1990 and reconditioned in the mid-2000s. The model is no longer produced, and replacement parts are very difficult to find. In fact, the staff did attempt a retrofit to eliminate a safety hazard that was occurring and keep the unit functional. It's just really reached the end of useful life. It really needs to be replaced. Staff have evaluated systems and determined that moving forward with a unit that is identical to the one at Station 51 would provide consistency as well as redundancy between the 2 stations. The system that we're purchasing includes not only the air compressor, a fill station, and a carbon monoxide monitoring system. The 2022 budget included $68,000 for this purchase. There was a software involved with it. The staff did look at the software and identified the fact that the benefits of the software basically just kept data as far as the fill, how often the units were filled. They really didn't think the benefit outweighed the cost at this time, but they'll continue to evaluate for future purchase possibly. With that, ordinances 2022, 73, and 74 are recommended for adoption.
All right, thank you. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Council discussion? You look like you want to say something.
No, I was just enjoying the,
Okay.
He used to say, Gene, show me a code or something.
Oh, okay, roll call.
Mayor Spaeth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey.
Yes.
Okay, item 26, ordinance 2022-74, motion to read by title only.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Pro Air Midwest for a replacement breathing air compressor for the City of Mason Fire Department.
Okay, nothing to add, correct? Okay, motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
Second?
Okay, any council discussion? Okay, roll call.
Vice Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey,
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth.
Yes. Okay, item 27, ordinance 2022-75. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved.
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into contracts with various vendors in an amount not to exceed $250,000 for the development of a dog park at Mason Sports Park.
Okay, Jennifer.
Yes, Mayor, members of council, maybe something a little bit more sexy here. In 2019, the city's leadership development program called City Team 1 identified a dog park as a need within the community. Employees from, and then during the police promotional process, one of our steps was the candidates could identify a need within a community, and one of those, again, was identified as a dog park. So we teamed up some of the candidates for the police promotional process along with City Team 1 members, and they went out and began to explore what it would take to create a dog park in Mason, location of it, what type of amenities, et cetera, et cetera. Then in 2020, the Wellness Committee of Council wanted to explore the concept of a dog park. Information from the City Team 1 and that committee group produced information to the Wellness Committee of Council. The committee selected various components to include in the park. The most significant components included fencing, turf, concrete, and a water source for the dogs. One important aspect that the committee had as a desire for the park was that it would be all-inclusive, similar to, in line with what we had going on at McKeno Park, some of the all-inclusive equipment we added at the Pine Hill Playground structure. They thought it was important to continue those objectives for our community in all of our parks and wanted to make sure we got it in. So we needed to look at not only gates as you enter the fenced-in area, but as well as concrete walkways that wheelchairs could access the park with. The 2022 budget included $250,000 for the potential dog park. Ordinance 2022-75 authorizes $250,000 for the park. The most significant costs, again, included in that are the fencing, concrete, turf, and a water fountain. With prices increasing so rapidly, we did go out and get cost estimates on that, but cost estimates these days are not, they're not allowing the 30, 60-day period that they used to in the past. They're changing on a daily basis. So from the time we get those cost estimates, a day later, prices are changing. So not sure where those significant items will end up in the $250,000, but we do believe there'll be enough to accomplish most of the dog park this year. Any remaining balance of the funds will be used for items such as seating and hopefully maybe some shade structures out there. And then look forward maybe in the future budgets put additional items in there. With that, ordinance 2022-75 is recommended for adoption, and if committee members want to expound on anything I had to say, feel free.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Any council discussion? Yes, sir.
Just briefly, hopefully, I know I see 117,000 for concrete. I don't know if we want to maybe substitute asphalt if that's cheaper, but the committee will go ahead and take a look at that, and we'll try to get some of this cost down. Take it from there. That's all I can say. I think in discussions with Eric Hansen, vendors are very short-fused as far as being willing and able to go ahead and quote a price and sticking with it and that. I think we're just, it's very frustrating. I know in delivery, sometimes you wonder if it's real or if it's a delay in that. So I see Eric shaking his head there, so we'll leave it at that. So appreciate your support on this ordinance.
Mayor?
Yes.
$250 is a lot of money for a dog park. Would it benefit us just to wait a year to see if the prices went down?
I will indicate to you, I did have conversation with some of our engineering staff on a different project, and basically they're saying they don't expect the prices to drop.
So what do we need a fountain for?
It's for what? For the dogs? It's not like a typical water fountain. It's just a handheld well, like pump
It's a pump.
for water. It's very basic.
It's not a pump. It'll be pressurized water where you're able to go ahead and fill a bowl up for the dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like a flowing
No, no,
fountain
no, no,
with
no, no,
water
no,
that we're going to have to
no,
spend money on?
No, no.
It's
Does
just
it-
for drinking.
Okay, so you push a button, the water comes out. It's not a continuous flow?
No.
Okay.
Actually, if I may, Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. The one at Shawpacker Park, it's actually a handle, and you just pull it up, and then you push it back down, and that's it.
It's a pump.
No, It's pressurized.
Okay.
It's tied into the system.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pricey.
Any other council discussion? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Okay, item 28, ordinance 2022-76. I need a motion to read by title only, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Mount Pleasant Blacktopping Company, Inc. for the Community Center Senior Parking Expansion Project in the amount of $194,204.
Okay. Jennifer, do you have this one?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
Mayor, members of council, the senior center remains an important component of the city's mission for building a culture of community wellness. The city has continued to invest in our senior center at the community center. Over the past several years, we've remodeled the bathrooms. In 2020, we did a number of improvements that were mainly located in the active area of the center. There were new cabinets put in, new flooring put in, new chairs and tables purchased for the senior center, as well as improvements to the kitchen area. And probably most importantly, a new entrance from them. One of the most significant complaints we had received from the seniors is the difficulty in them coming through the front entrance to access their area of the facility. So on the east side of the facility, we added a new entrance specifically for the seniors. But we didn't do any improvements as far as walkways to get to that entrance. This year, as part of the budget, we are looking to do what is slated is just outside that new entrance is a new ingress egress for the parking lot, as well as 37 new parking spaces with additional handicapped parking places included in that, creating a safer area for seniors to not only enter for this facility, but for the handicapped seniors to make their way. It's close-in parking for the handicapped, the seniors that need it, I'm sorry. These improvements do require cooperation with Mason City Schools, as this project is adjacent to the parking lot that is owned and was put in by the schools. The scope of the project includes excavating, grading, installation, stormwater pipes and structures, sidewalks, curb, asphalt pavement, as well as striping. The 2022 budget included $150,000 for these improvements. With that, ordinance 2022-76 is recommended. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Any council discussion?
Mayor?
Yes.
So one great thing about our community center is it's always been self-sufficient, self-funding for itself. Will this project be coming out of their funds, or will it be coming out of the general fund?
The senior center operations actually come out of the general fund. A number of years ago, when we did the expansion with Tri-Health, council at that time made the decision to fund senior activities and program to the tune of $150,000 to $200,000. Now, part of the revenues that they do generate do help offset some of the programs through their memberships and stuff and their access to the community center. But like I said, back in 2010, council made that commitment. So.
Okay. Well, they do a great job. They don't really pull a lot of money from the general fund, so it's a good investment.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Okay, item 29, ordinance 2022-77, a motion to read by title only.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, Jeff?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Cincinnati Bell in an amount not to exceed $1,500 per month for services at the Grizzly Golf and Social Lodge and declaring an emergency.
Okay, Jennifer?
Yes, Mayor, members of council, I think we've heard over and over again that we have an aging facility out there at the golf course. The Grizzly Golf Course and Golf and Social Lodge, the Wi-Fi service at the facility is minimal at best. They have various, actually 2 different systems for phone, internet, and cable television at a monthly cost of almost $2,900. Mason's IT office has been working closely with Kate and her team out there to try to identify what technology issues and needs they have and what we can do to support those needs. Currently, what they're looking at is a new phone system as well as a new fleet of golf carts that have video screens, along with some options for improving services for wireless ordering and checkout. The current Wi-Fi system simply could not support these new systems. The IT office was able to secure a new system with Alta Fiber at a cost that would save over $30,000 over the 3-year contract period and support the new planned systems for the Grizzly. With that, ordinance 2022-77 is recommended for adoption.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved?
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any council discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Hackey?
Yes.
Mayor Spaeth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nelson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chance?
Yes.
Councilmember Bradburn?
Yes.
Okay, item 30 is old and new business. Does anyone have any old and new business?
Mayor?
Yes.
Can I just go back to the dog park real quick? I have another question.
Okay.
So it's $250,000 for phase 1. How many phases are there?
I apologize. Committee members could talk about it. We don't have any planned phases right now, but some of the discussion involved maybe potential play items, structures to be in the park that the dogs could, fences, things that they could jump on or run on, but there's no current plans for that. Really, the committee was looking to get an amenity constructed here that could be that dog park.
Like you can build a house for $250,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is one other item. I will, to be honest with you, restrooms were discussed and were probably a significant discussion of it, and mainly for 2 reasons. Not only would be the dog park and the popularity of it, especially if it's all-inclusive, but the fact that the Mason Sports Park serves as like a trailhead to the Little Miami Scenic Trail, and it's getting lots of attention as well. So with that, the need for restroom facilities is probably going to rise to a priority in the next.
Well, there you go. That just sold it.
Oh.
Bathrooms.
About a brewery.
Mayor, if I may, and I share the concern as far as what the cost has ended up so far. We are not looking at a swimming pool for the dogs. There has been no discussion about that. And after some observations of other people that have been to the one in Fairfield, they can have the swimming pool. The brewery, it could be a possibility. I think there's one over in the Milford area. It's a dog park with a brewery, is what I understand. And but I think the restroom thing is one of the things that a number of people brought up from the Shawpacker Park that would be nice if we were able to include that, since it is on a trailhead, and since we are doing a, what do I want to call it, universal study or a study on a universal restroom to replace a number of restrooms we have throughout the city. Maybe it's something we can go ahead and use the same design and save some cost in regards to that if we get to that point, when we get to that point.
Yes, sir.
In the same vein as the senior center parking expansion, my daughter had a softball game over at Pine Hill. And Adam, who is in a wheelchair also, he coaches the softball team. And you're talking about egress, or you're talking about being able to get around that park. We definitely need to look at something along those lines. I watched him, we're on the back far right, and him trying to navigate up the hill. Luckily, he's strong enough to do it, but we need to look at something there because if you don't have this, there is no way that you could do it unassisted. So I want to certainly take a look at that. It's also in the vein of the dog park. We had a meeting. What's that?
Councilmember Chance, what park were you talking about?
Pine Hill. From where to where? From the back. No, well, from the parking lot. Actually, when you get back to the back right, field 3, I believe it is. So if
It
you
doesn't have any.
Farwin Nixon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of lump both of those together because they're contiguous. Yeah, they're contiguous. Kind of the same vein with the dog park. We had a meeting over with the downtown committee meeting, and we had We were given the executive summary to read through from the CDC. And so we've had an ample amount of time, and I see some folks from the CDC, and I would encourage them, if we're here to represent the community and the people in the community, just have a survey, which one's more important? Do we want to see our downtown redeveloped, or do we want a dog park? I'd love to see that priority, because we have been talking about this for an awful long time. We've had the information for an awful long time. And to continue to table this thing, it's getting frustrating on my end, because we put the work in on the committee, and I'm ready to start moving forward. So I see us, you know, in one fair swoop, 250, and I love dogs. My dog's one of my favorite people at my house. I love dogs. However, you know, we look at this and we pass $250,000 like that, and then we can't move forward because we haven't read through something that we've had for over 30 days.
No,
We were handed that at a meeting, at our downtown meeting.
Yeah, but I didn't get it till Thursday and.
No, you were there when we had over at Scott Jones's law office.
I didn't take any packages from his office.
Okay, well, they were there.
And I was not informed of it.
Well, I'm just saying, we've had these discussions now for an ample amount of time, an awful long time, and we're here. I would just like to see that type of engagement to where we'd have a survey. What is more important, downtown redevelopment or a dog park?
Okay, does anybody else have any other old and new business they want to add to?
Yeah, Mayor. Not only was I privileged to attend that concert on Saturday evening, Saturday morning, Councilmember Chance and I we attended it was called Darshana, and it's a celebration of the Hindu culture, the Hindu civilization, and it is one of the most enlightening experiences I've ever had. Unfortunately, Manisha, who got up and spoke earlier, was one of the organizers of that, and I wish she was still here tonight to hear the comments. But that was just absolutely fascinating. I was so privileged to be able to speak at that, and Congressman Shabbat was also there and spoke. And just the love of the culture, the love of each other, everything about that experience was just top-notch, and I just can't say enough about how much I appreciated being there and having them do that and share their culture with us so that we can learn and be better as a result of it. So,
Mayor, I'd like to.
Thank you. Yes.
I'd like to add something real quick. They interviewed us when we walked out, and the one thing that, you know, for me, it was, you know, obviously different faith, different spirituality, and that's fine. But understanding the similarities, and Councilmember Hackey pointed towards that, to where I think a lot of this day and age, for some odd reason, everybody's always trying to pick out the differences and what divides us and this, that, and everything else. And it was really cool to truly understand, you know, their culture, their heritage, and some of their foundational beliefs. And it was, and that's what stuck out to me, is that there's a lot of similarities in regards to what they believe. And so and Mark and Mr. Hackey, or Councilmember Hackey, you did an excellent job standing up and communicating that for the city of Mason. So well done with that.
Hey, anybody else have old new business? I just want to mention or ask about the Memorial Day Parade, since most of us are here. I know you always have a hard time figuring out who's coming and who's not. So what do you need from council? Because council participates we had that in our packet. What do you need from us to get ready for that parade?
Be there.
But where do we meet? Give us some details. Where do we meet up and that kind of thing?
We won't have we'll get those details out to you later. They're still in the planning process. Really what we need to know now is, do you intend to be there, and do you intend to walk, or would you prefer a golf cart?
And is Old Betsy an option?
Yeah.
To ride? Okay. Because walking is not an option for me anymore. And neither is driving a golf cart. So, okay. I just want everybody.
The only other thing while you're all here is, and you guys handle this yourselves, what you'd like to wear, and if you coordinate.
Hopefully close, but okay. So everyone, please let them know, because I know they get frustrated that we don't always get back with them about that kind of thing when they're trying to coordinate those kind of events. All right, anybody else have anything else for old new business? Okay, we are to item 31, which is recognition of visitors again. Would anyone like to get up and come to the podium and say anything? Okay, all right, item 32. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, I think we're done. Thank you.
Thank you.